Another part of our discussion is all about the solving quadratic equations using quadratic formula. So the very first requirement in dealing with this kind of discussion that we have, which is quadratic equation, is to have this one first. Write first the given equation forming as standard form of the quadratic equation, which is represented by ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, for us to identify the value of our a, the value of our b, and the value of our c, for us to make use of this quadratic formula we have. So this one, provided that our a is not the same with 0. So that's it. Then after that, we're going to work on our, just to say, replace the value of our b, a and b, a, b, c in this given equation. So the quadratic formula, by the way, is just this, is x, which is the same as negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we have here our given. Find the solutions of the equation 2x squared minus 2x is equal to 24 using the quadratic formula. Since this given, as I said a while ago, it must be in the form of standard form, is in the standard form of the quadratic equation. So we have here the 24 is in the right side, so we have to perform that one first, making that one to become to be written in the standard form. So since this is positive 24, then if we're going to transpose that one to the other side, so it becomes 2x squared minus 2x minus 24 is equal to 0. Then since all of the given is divisible by 2, we're going to divide everything there to be 2. Divide everything 2. Divide that one by 2. So x squared now is, so we have now x squared, 2 divided by 2 is 1, so x squared minus x minus 12 is equal to 2 divided by 2 is x, negative x, and negative 24 minus divided by 2 is negative 12, negative 12. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So we now have x squared minus x minus 12 is equal to 0. So as we use this as we use the given quadratic formula, so we now have here the value of our a is 1, value of our b is negative 1, then the value of our c is negative 12. With the use of the quadratic formula, let's say x is equal to the negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So since we have now the value of our b, which is negative 1, so here it means that negative b, so meaning to say, if we have here negative 1, so I will write that one, the negative value, so the opposite of the value of b, since we have here the value of b which is negative 1, the opposite of that is positive 1, as minus the opposite value of the b, times the plus minus square root of negative 1 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, negative 12, which is the value of our c, all over 2 times 1. So we now have 1 plus minus square root of 1 square, negative square of negative 1 is 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 12 is positive 48 all over 2 because 2 times 1 is 2. So we now have 1 plus minus square root of 49 all over 2. So we now have here 1 plus minus 7 because the square root of 49 is 7. So since we have this kind now, so the first value of x that we have is 1 plus 7. We have to break it down. The positive valued one, then the other one is the negative. So we have here 8 over 2, which is 4. Okay, which is 4. So the 4 there is the value that we have in the first value of x. So this is 4. So the second value of x is, we have 1 minus 7 divided by 2, which is negative 6. Negative 6 over 2. So we have here negative 3. So the first value of x is 4. And the second value of x is negative 3. So as we check this one, so we now have replacing the value of x to be 4. So we have here 2x squared minus 2x is equal to 24. So 2 times the square of 4 minus 2 times 4 is equal to 24. We have here now square of 4 is 16 times 2 is 32. Then 2 times 4 is 8. So minus 8. So 32 minus 8 is 24. So copy the 24 on the right side. So x really the value, x is equal to 4 is really the value of our the really value of x in our equation, 2x squared minus 2x plus is equal to 24. Then the other x that we have is negative 3. So replacing here now, 2 times the square of negative 3 minus 2 times negative 3 is equal to 24. So square of negative 3 is 9 times 2. Then negative 2 times negative 3 is 6 is equal to 24. So 2 times 9 is 18 plus 6 is equal to 24. So 24 is equal to 24. By the way, why do we have this kind of answer? Because we have to use of the PEMDAS rule. Meaning to say, using the concept of PEMDAS, parenthesis, exponent, multiplication, division, as addition, subtraction. Okay, so we could now claim that the value, we have two really values of x, which is 4 and negative 3. The equation 2x squared minus 2x is equal to 24. Let's now have an example. 2x squared is equal to 1 minus 2x. So that is our example. So since that one is not yet written into standard form, so we're going to make that one into standard form. Write that one into standard form. So we have here 2x squared is equal to 1 minus 2x. So we have now 2x squared plus 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Because this positive 1 here, if we're going to transpose it on the other side to the left side of the equation, we give negative 1. Negative 2x is we're going to have that one to the other side. We have here positive 2x. So meaning to say, our target here, by the way, the given equation, is to write that one to standard form. So since now we have to write it already to standard form, so we now have a here is 2, b is 2 also, c is negative 1. So using the quadratic formula, which is negative b, the opposite of the value of b, plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We now have the opposite of 2, so we have now here negative 2, then plus, then we have now here plus minus square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 1 all over 2 times 2. So we now have here negative 2 plus minus 4 plus 8 all over 4. So we now have here negative 2 plus minus the square root of 12 because 4 plus 8 is 12. So we now have square root of 12 all over 4. Then since 4 have 12, it can be simplified through finding the factors. One of the factors should be 4, should be perfect square. So we now have here 4 times 3. So one of the factors should be perfect square. So we take the square root of it. So the square root of 12 is equal to the square root of 4 times 3. So square root of 4 is 2. And we now have 3. One of the factors. So in other words, we are looking for the factors. One of the factors should be perfect square. So we will be able to simplify it as we go through. So we now have negative 2 plus minus the 2 square root of 3 all over 4. Then after which we now have 2 negative 1 plus minus square root of 3 all over 4. So why do we have to go out the 2 here? Not to remove farther, but because this is the 2 given terms in the upper portion and the numerator part is divisible by 2, so we are just able to factor it out. So that's why we have to take out getting out the 2 on the given terms we have. Then this is massively simplified. This is divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So now the final answer is negative 1 plus minus the square root of 3 all over 2. So the first value of x is negative 1 plus square root of 3 all over 2. And then the second value of x is equal to negative 1 minus the square root of 3 all over 2. As we check it, so this is the checking that we have. Okay. So we now have the discussion of this. This is places that this checking, but then this discussion will be posted in the future one. So bear in mind that it just only flashed there for us to enhance that this is really correct. The value of the given 2 solution of x is really exists. So we could claim now that the 2 given value is from the first one. So we now have from here, this one here, we can can be simplified as negative. Put the negative sign, take this one that was a factor. 1 minus square root of 3 over 2. The first x, put it on there. Yung negative. And then the other one is negative 1 plus the square root of 3 all over 2. Okay? So that's it. So as I said, you can see now that the given value is really correct because the levels of the solution of x is equal to negative 1 plus square root of 3 all over 2, and the other one is negative 1 minus square root of 3 all over 2. Using the quadratic formula. So I will leave this activity as your work. Same as with the activity 2. The activity 3 for your enhancement, and because I just already explained to you already what is the explanation, everything in our motion. So activity 4, then activity 5. By the way, I will be able to make this another video lesson of different activities given, and I will just post it the link of this for your enhancement. But do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification button for your preference, and don't forget to like and share this video. But for now, we just end this one and let's proceed to the next future lessons. Goodbye.